What's going on, guys? Matt Wacek here. Welcome back to my channel, and let's just cut right into it. Chances are, if you're watching this, you either own a digital marketing agency currently, or you're looking to start one. Whether you're looking to do social media marketing, SEO, paid traffic management, email marketing management, web design, whatever it is, any type of specific online marketing service that helps a business get more clients. Pay attention, because there are 5 things that you absolutely must ask every single prospective client that comes your way into your business, because as a business owner, you need to be very vigilant of your time and who you are spending it with. And despite what some may say, when every single business out there could be a client, that's not totally true. However, that is not to say that the buyer pool isn't absolutely massive if you are selling these services, because there are tens of thousands of businesses out there that have the money to invest into these types of services, and they want to grow their business and they don't know how. So that's where digital marketing agencies come into play. So in a second, we're going to hop on my computer. I'm going to show you how to not structure your questionnaire that you're asking every single applicant that comes into your business. And then I'm going to show you how you should set it up so that way you have a solid amount of information prior to actually having to invest a bunch of time with a prospective client. So let's do it. Alrighty, welcome into my computer. And as you can see, we are looking at just a random agency's website here. This company actually runs ads when you search for SEO companies. They're probably a pretty big company. I don't know their numbers. Judging by this being as they have locations in 2 different countries, and their clients are a bunch of massive companies such as Peterson Cat, all this, they probably do pretty well. But here's the surprising thing that I was shocked to see here on their page with the contact form is literally just name, website, phone number, email, and then just comment or message or whatever. So plain, and I don't like this personally, because basically this opens up the door for anyone and anybody to send you stuff without having any type of barrier to entry, so to speak. And when you're a digital marketing agency, you don't want to be necessarily working with just about anyone and everyone, because you could end up spending way too much time with people that have really no business purchasing your services. As you can tell, the recurring theme here is vigilance with your time, because as an owner, you only have so much time in a day. You only have so much focus that you can address to day-to-day tasks when it comes to running a business. So this is one example. This is what I see on so many different WordPress sites out there. I don't even know if this site's WordPress. It probably is. But most of my prospective clients, when I see their websites, have this similar setup with using one of the contact form WordPress plugins. This is basically just what it spits out. It makes it easy, and most of the time a web designer is kind of lazy. So don't be lazy. And if you are doing web design, don't just do the path of least resistance here, especially if your client is someone who wants to be scaling up their business and actually say no to the wrong type of customers for their business, because they don't want to be spending their valuable time with clients that have no business and no budget for their services or their products. So it carries over to not only our digital marketing agencies, but also your clients and my clients' businesses. They need to be vigilant with their time. So now if you come over here to my agency site, of course I'm going to show my company. This is what I'm using. And before someone says, oh, this is just your company, this is what you do, I did this with my lawn, landscape, and snow company, and everyone else that I was competing with asked the 3 main questions of name, phone number, whatever. And then you end up chasing a bunch of leads that have no business, that you have no business trying to follow up with, because they either just can't afford it, their timeline is just crazy for a project, or it's just not a good fit for your business. And so here are the questions that you must ask when it comes to your application form on your website. First things first, ask them about their business. How many years have they been in business? How many employees do they have? What services exactly do they offer? This will paint a good picture of how their business is doing. Are they just starting up? And it'll give you an idea of kind of what their budget may be, where they want to go with their business, that type of stuff. Because if they've been in business for 20 years and it's still just 2 people working there and that's it, then they probably don't want to scale their business, and online marketing services are probably not going to be for them, because they like their comfort zone of being where they're at. And there's nothing wrong with it, but as a digital marketing agency, especially for someone that's young like me, even though I'm not really young, I feel pretty old, basically you want to be matching your company with business owners that are somewhat aggressive, or maybe even just as aggressive as you, when it comes to wanting to grow and expand their business and in turn make more money. That's what this is all about. The next thing that you want to ask is, have they worked with a marketing agency in the past, or are they currently working with one? And then even more important is, at what rate? And even more importantly is, how much are they paying that company, and for what services are they providing? Are they getting value from the company that they are purchasing that from? Because then you'll be able to figure out whether or not it'll be easier to sell to them or not. Because if they've worked with one in the past and they got burned or something, because that happens in the SEO world, there are a lot of people that are very misinformed when it comes to doing online marketing services, that'll paint a bad picture. However, you can push the value that your company brings as opposed to that prior company. So the next thing is average revenue per client. This is very, very important that they know these metrics. It's very, very simple for them to calculate this, but they need to know how much every single client is worth to them, how long the client stays on board, and then an approximate total per one of those clients. Now, for example, with a lawn care landscaping business, there are generally two different sectors of that business. The landscaping, which is the higher ticket, $10, $20, $50,000 landscape one and done type of jobs, and then there's the recurring packages with the lawn maintenance and that type of stuff and basically maintaining it, where that goes long term and can almost be as long as you're in business, because those clients usually stay on board for a very, very long time, as long as the work quality is up to par and customer service and all that type of stuff is fulfilled properly. Make sure you and your prospect are on the same page when it comes to the amount of revenue and profit. That way you can structure an offer to them to explain, okay, hey, every single one of these clients of yours is worth X amount. That means you can then sell them on, hey, for only $1,000 or $1,500 per month, we can get you 10 more clients that are going to be worth X to you over the course of 6 months, or whatever the case may be, depending on their numbers and your pricing and that sort of stuff. So next, current yearly revenue. Very, 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 very important question to ask, because if you're talking with someone whose business is only making $50,000 a year, it's going to be very, very, very challenging to sell a $1,000 per month marketing services package, unless they're someone who's very, very hungry, willing to grow, willing to sacrifice and invest in their business, as opposed to going out and spending it on fun or something like that. So the current thing that I'm using right now on my agency site is less than 100,000, but want to grow, as you can see here on the page. Obviously, I want to plant a seed in their mind that, okay, hey, you might be less than $100,000 in revenue, but you want to expand your business. That is a good thing, and we can work with that, because generally, if they want to grow, they're willing to spend at least $500 a month on their marketing. And that's something that we can work with and build on. Next up is the 100 to 250K, 250 to half mil to $1 million, 1 to 2.5 mil, and more than $2.5 million. And at this point in time, I have yet for anyone to actually say that they brought in more than 2.5 million. But I will be running a lot of ads very, very soon, so I expect that to come in. And obviously, my company is not doing 2.5 million a year, so we're not in the same size caliber as far as revenue goes, but you still approach it the same way. If someone comes to you and they're making $1 million a year with their offline business, if they're a dentist or whatever it is, you still have to be confident in the services that you provide to your clients. You know that you have value. You can't just sell yourself short just because they have a lot of money. That's probably the worst thing that you could ever do. That's like a lawn care landscape business owner being really nervous, going to someone's massive mansion that's $3 million on a lake and pricing their services short because they got nervous because the guy has a lot of money or something. And like, I can kind of relate to being like that, especially at 19, 20 years old doing that. And that's a mistake I made when I was a lot younger. But now I know the value of my services. I know what kind of value my company can bring to the table. It's the same principle. Just be confident in your services, especially if it's someone who has a business that makes a lot of money. But at this point, they're coming to you, the problem solver. You're the expert. You're the one who can facilitate the services and make them more money. So you'll definitely need to be confident in your abilities regardless of the size of the business. So the next thing is asking them if they are currently marketing their business online. And if they are, what methods? Are they doing SEO? Are they running Facebook ads or Google AdWords, GDN, email marketing? Do they have a website that's just sitting out there on the internet, or they're not really marketing and they are ready to change that? As you can see with some of these answers here, I have it painting a picture in their mind that, okay, I'm getting them amped up and ready to want to do something, like with the revenue, and here again with not currently marketing. And it's just something that you kind of want to get into your prospect's mind, so that way it gets them a little bit more enticed to sign on for your services. And so one of the last questions that you must ask is, what is their monthly budget that they can devote to invest, not spend, invest. You have to get that into their mind, because most small business owners look at advertising as an expense, not something that's going to come back as a form of investment. So you have to really plant that in their minds and paint a picture to invest into online marketing. So $500 at the minimum, because that's just what we want, or up to $1,000, then 1 to 2.5 to 5,000, or more than $5,000 per month. Kind of coincides with these answers right here when it comes to the budget that they have. But there are probably some companies that are only at that $500 to $1 million a year range that are going to be willing to spend $5,000 a month on their AdWords campaign, for example. And the very last question is, how many new clients would you like to acquire every single month? This kind of comes into play with the average revenue and average profit per client and what your budget is going to be and that type of thing. And it can really just help you gauge what type of customer you are potentially going to be working with. And it can allow you to figure out whether or not you want to pursue working with this prospective client, or maybe you don't. Depends on their budget, depends on their needs and all that type of stuff. There can be some very, very picky people out there that are going to want to call you every single day and ask why their website's not ranking yet when it takes 2 months or 3 months to get it to show up. So anyways, hopefully you got some value out of this. If you like this kind of content, you want to see more content regarding building a digital marketing agency, so be sure to go below, subscribe, and smash that notification bell so that way you know when the newest content comes up, and you can stay tuned to the journey as I continue building my agency, building my affiliate SEO sites, and building my channel here. Anyways, thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next video.
You're never gonna make it, you're not good enough. There's a million other people with the same stuff. You really think you're different? Man, you must be kidding. Think you're gonna hit it, but you just don't get it. It's impossible, it's not probable, you're irresponsible. Too many obstacles, you gotta stop it, yo. You gotta take it slow, you can't be a pro. Don't waste your time no more. Who the fuck are you to tell me what to do? I don't give a damn if you say you disapprove. I'm gonna make my move, I'm gonna make it soon, and I'll do it cause it's what I wanna fucking do.